In April 1926, pilot Leon Lee Cuddeback fired up his twin-wing biplane, carrying the first airmail letters under a U.S. government contract. The aircraft belonged to Varney Airlines, a name few recognize today, yet it laid the foundation for what would become United Airlines, one of the world's largest carriers. The journey from that solitary flight to a global network was anything but easy. Over nearly 100 years, United has weathered bold beginnings, historic mergers, and crises followed by powerful comebacks. Behind every takeoff lies a story of pioneering ambition, of people who dared to dream big and act for the future. How did a tiny mail carrier become a pillar of American aviation? Join us on United Airlines' near 100-year journey from its first letters to international skies. If you find this story compelling, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Subscribe to follow more fascinating tales from aviation history. United's origins trace back to 1926, when World War I pilot Walter Varney launched Varney Airlines in Idaho, flying one of the first U.S. airmail routes. On April 6, 1926, a Varney aircraft took off carrying the first mail bag from Elko to Pasco, officially launching the era of commercial air transportation in America. Around the same time, William Boeing, founder of the Boeing Aircraft Company, began envisioning more than just building planes. He started constructing a vertically integrated aviation empire, combining aircraft manufacturing, mail routes, and passenger transport. Between 1928 and 1930, Boeing acquired several key players, including Boeing Air Transport, Pacific Air Transport, National Air Transport, and Varney Airlines, all holders of crucial airmail contracts. By 1931, these companies merged into United Airlines, Incorporated, operating under the larger United Aircraft and Transport Corporation. The result was America's first coast-to-coast airmail and passenger service, connecting New York, Chicago, and San Francisco in just 27 hours. United became a pioneer in building a transcontinental flight network, laying the groundwork for large-scale domestic aviation. United also led the way in standardizing air travel service. In 1930, under Boeing Air Transport, the airline hired the world's first 8 flight attendants, all registered nurses, to ease the fears of early flyers. One of them, Ellen Church, became the first ever stewardess in history, making her debut flight on May 15, 1930. United's Nurses in the Sky program soon spread industry-wide, setting the mold for modern flight attendants. In 1937, United hired Ella Gertrude McMullen, the industry's first airline dietitian, to elevate in-flight meals, a revolutionary concept at the time. These early innovations made United not only a leading network carrier, but also the first airline to transform flying into a more pleasant, passenger-friendly experience. In the late 1920s and early 1930s, commercial aviation in the U.S. thrived thanks to government-issued airmail contracts. But in 1934, the airmail scandal erupted, leading to the abrupt cancellation of all private contracts and a temporary handover of mail duties to the U.S. Army. Lacking experience, military pilots suffered a string of deadly crashes, forcing the government to restore contracts to private airlines. Amid this crisis, United Airlines, under new President William A. Pat Patterson, chose to continue operations, despite losses of up to $1 million per month. The bold decision preserved the airline's credibility and paved the way for United to become an independent company after the breakup of its parent, United Aircraft and Transport Corporation, under new antitrust laws. Patterson went on to lead United for nearly 3 decades, prioritizing safety and customer service. In 1933, United introduced the Boeing 247, the world's first modern passenger aircraft capable of flying coast to coast without overnight stops. This technological leap cemented United's pioneering role in American aviation. With the outbreak of World War II, U.S. commercial airlines were called to serve a greater cause: national defense. United quickly repurposed its civilian fleet for military use, halting many domestic routes to transport troops, mail, and cargo. Dozens of planes were converted into military versions for pilot training and logistics support across American bases. United's pilots weren't the only ones enlisted in the war effort. Its engineers and mechanics helped transform civilian aircraft into bombers, becoming vital contributors to the nation's war production. During the peak of wartime operations, United's fleet of around 50 aircraft flew over 13 hours daily, covering more than 100,000 miles per day, keeping America's logistical arteries flowing. This intense period forged a highly experienced team and strengthened United's operational backbone. The airline emerged from the war with a renewed identity, not just as a commercial enterprise, but as a vital national asset. From the ashes of conflict, United stood ready for unprecedented post-war growth. After World War II, United capitalized on booming air travel by adopting wartime technologies like pressurized cabins and investing in advanced aircraft such as the Douglas DC-6 and DC-7. In 1954, it revolutionized pilot training with the industry's first full-motion flight simulator, enhancing safety across the board. By the late 1950s, United had joined the jet age with Boeing 707s and Douglas DC-8s, dramatically improving range and speed. Then in 1961, it merged with Capital Airlines, becoming the largest U.S. airline and expanding its presence on the East Coast. Despite initial integration hurdles, United turned profitable within a year. This era marked United's transformation into a true national giant, modern, ambitious, and at the forefront of America's skies. The 1970s marked a turning point for the U.S. airline industry with the passage of the Airline Deregulation Act of 1978. United Airlines, already a strong domestic player, quickly embraced the free market shift, believing deregulation would allow greater flexibility and fairer competition. That belief soon proved correct. Within a few years of being untied from government-controlled fares and routes, United began expanding onto the global stage. Its first target was the trans-Pacific market, long dominated by Pan Am. In 1985, as Pan Am struggled financially, United acquired its entire Pacific network and key landing rights at Tokyo's Narita Airport. This instantly positioned United as a major player in the US-Asia-Australia corridor, tapping into East Asia's surging economic growth. Opportunity knocked again as Pan Am continued to decline. In 1991, United took over Pan Am's transatlantic routes to London Heathrow, one of the world's busiest airports. A year later, in 1992, it scooped up Pan Am's Latin American and Caribbean network out of Miami, right after its rival declared bankruptcy. In less than a decade after deregulation, United had transformed from a domestic airline into a global powerhouse with a vast network spanning the Pacific, Atlantic, and the Americas. Alongside acquisitions, global alliances fueled United's rise. In 1997, United co-founded Star Alliance with Lufthansa, Air Canada, SAS, and Thai Airways, the world's first global airline alliance. This allowed for shared customers, coordinated schedules, and seamless intercontinental connections. Around the same time, United's iconic slogan, "Fly the Friendly Skies," returned, now painted on fuselages to highlight its expansive reach and service-minded approach. By the dawn of the 21st century, United had completed its metamorphosis from a domestic carrier into a global aviation force, both in scale and influence. On the morning of September 11, 2001, two United aircraft flights UA-175 and UA-93 were hijacked and used in the devastating terrorist attacks on the United States. The tragedy not only caused heavy loss of life and damage, but also dealt a crushing blow to the global aviation industry. In the aftermath, air travel demand plummeted, security costs soared, and the economy fell into recession. United, already financially troubled since the late 1990s, spiraled into steep losses. Despite efforts to secure federal aid, the airline could not stay afloat. In December 2002, United filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, becoming the largest airline in history to do so at the time. The years 2003 to 2006 were a trial by fire. Under court supervision, United underwent an aggressive restructuring, slashing tens of thousands of jobs, renegotiating labor contracts, retiring inefficient aircraft, and cutting unprofitable routes. The airline refocused its operations around key hubs like Chicago, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., and Los Angeles. Through drastic cost-cutting and operational streamlining, United saved more than $7 billion in expenses, gradually reduced losses, and regained financial footing. By February 2006, after more than 3 years in bankruptcy, United officially emerged with a healthier balance sheet. This hard-earned rebirth not only helped United recover from its greatest crisis, but also laid the foundation for a more cautious, resilient phase of growth. In 2010, United merged with Continental in a $3.17 billion deal, becoming the world's largest airline by passenger traffic. The merged airline kept the United name, based in Chicago, with 90,000 staff, $29 billion revenue, and a global network of 370 destinations across 10 major hubs. Though the iconic United name was preserved, the brand identity adopted Continental's globe logo and aircraft livery, a symbol of a modern, globally connected airline. The merger was seen as a blend of both airlines' strengths, United's rich heritage and Continental's reputation for friendly service and operational efficiency. This wasn't just a scale-driven move. It was a strategic transformation aimed at creating a more competitive, streamlined, and sustainable airline. Leadership projected annual cost savings of $1 to $1.2 billion through network rationalization and operational efficiencies. The integrated network also offered greater flexibility for business travelers, thanks to seamless itineraries within a single system. Praised as a strategic move that stabilized U.S. aviation, the merger finalized in late 2010 marked a new era for United. The deal also held deep symbolic value. Walter Varney, the founding figure behind both United and Continental, would have witnessed his 2 children reunite after nearly 80 years of separate development. The post-merger United became a living embodiment of nearly every major legacy airline in U.S. aviation history, from Varney Airlines and Pacific Air Transport to Capital Airlines and Continental. With its new network spanning all continents, United truly stepped into the role of a global aviation superpower. Following its merger with Continental, United embarked on a sweeping transformation to redefine its brand and solidify its global presence. United focused on merging systems, loyalty programs, and fleets. Despite early tech and culture hurdles, it gradually stabilized with a stronger, unified image. For branding, the company adopted the slogan, "United Connecting People," uniting the world along with Continental's iconic globe logo, symbolizing its far-reaching network. United also ramped up service innovations, launching its Polaris business class, installing in-flight Wi-Fi and entertainment systems, and introducing a modern mobile app, all designed to elevate the passenger experience in a digital era. United also made bold moves towards sustainability, becoming the world's first airline to operate a commercial flight using biofuel. That year, United became the first U.S. airline to fly the Boeing 787, kicking off a fleet upgrade that included the Boeing 777-300ER and upcoming Airbus A350s for better fuel efficiency and service. On the global stage, United maximized its founding membership in the Star Alliance to open new routes to unexpected destinations like Chengdu, Tahiti, and Cape Town, while boosting frequency on traditional business routes. Its flexible network and strategic codeshares enabled United to deliver on its promise, "Fly anywhere in the world." By the late 2010s, United had emerged as a global leader in scale and innovation, earning praise for its technology and loyalty program, signaling post-merger maturity and readiness for a new decade. In early 2020, COVID-19 brought global aviation to a near standstill, and United Airlines saw revenues plunge over 70% as travel demand vanished. The airline responded quickly, grounding aircraft, cutting schedules, furloughing staff, and securing federal aid through the CARES Act. But what truly set United apart was its willingness to face reality early. Under new CEO Scott Kirby, United launched its Clean Plus program with Clorox and the Cleveland Clinic, setting industry-leading hygiene standards. Rather than retreat, United used the crisis to accelerate change. It invested in sustainable aviation fuel, electric aircraft, and hydrogen-powered jets, pledging net zero emissions by 2050 without traditional offsets. As demand returned in 2021 to 2022, United went on the offensive, placing a record 270 aircraft order under its United Next initiative and expanding into secondary U.S. cities and international leisure routes. By 2024, United had not only recovered but exceeded pre-pandemic capacity, earning praise for its strategic resilience and future-focused transformation. From its humble beginnings in mail delivery to becoming a founding member of the world's largest airline alliance, United Airlines' journey is a testament to resilience, reinvention, and relentless ambition. Over nearly 100 years, the airline has weathered wars, deregulation, bankruptcies, terror attacks, and a global pandemic, each time emerging more focused, more agile, and more future-ready. Today, United stands not just as a carrier of people and cargo, but as a symbol of American innovation in global aviation. Its bold bets on sustainability, digital transformation, and inclusive growth reflect a company looking far beyond quarterly earnings. In a constantly shifting industry, United doesn't merely adapt, it helps define what air travel can and should become. As it charts its course into the next century, one thing is clear: the skies may not always be friendly, but United is more prepared than ever to fly through them. The journey of United Airlines ends here, but we've still got plenty of other videos waiting for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our updates.